it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Fantastic Friday. We thank God for the wonderful ways in which He touches all of our lives, and He's given us strength to make it through the week, and now we're pressing on towards the weekend. Today, I invite you to look with me at Romans, the 2nd chapter, verses 12 through 16. A very powerful passage that comes to us. It's a passage that we find out that the Apostle Paul is writing to the Church of Rome. He's writing to this group of believers. He's letting them know that they're both Jews and they're Gentiles. But he says something that is so powerful. He talks about when the Gentile believers sin. You know, it is important for all of us to know that all of us will sin. All of us will fall short of the mark because we are not perfect. Wouldn't it be great if all of us were listening to God's Spirit and we did everything that God had told us to do and when to do it and how to do it? What a wonderful world this would be. I remember growing up, we used to sing the song, "If Everybody Loved Jesus, what a wonderful world this would be." Well, this text begins to remind us of the goodness of God and how God sent Jesus Christ into the world to judge everybody's life. You know, oftentimes we read in biblical passages, there are persons who want to do external judgments of people based upon their failures, based upon their attempts, based upon their successes or the lack thereof. But Jesus does something that is so powerful. He reminds us that He is the judge. He judges all of our sins, those secret sins, those sins that people know about. You know, how important it is for us to understand that many people in this life wear makeup. They begin to put on things to hide their flaws, to hide their blemishes, to hide those things and to tone them to make sure that everything looks just perfect from the outside. Well, that's not being quote unquote showing our true authentic self, because people need to know that we all have blemishes. We all have sinned. We all have come short of the glory of God. We all have some scars to remind us where God has brought us from. You know, when I begin to look at my physical body, I think about all of the scars that I have from the surgeries, from the falls, from the injuries. It reminds me that through it all, I've learned to trust in God. This text begins to remind all of us that God has a way that you and I don't know of, because God looks at our hearts. He wants to know what's written in your heart, not what's written in the book. You know, today, I hope all of us have written on our hearts that God has saved me from my sins, and now my life will never be the same. May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. Always know that you're exceedingly and abundantly blessed. God has a great blessing in store for you. Take the Lord with you everywhere you go, and I'll talk with you again on tomorrow.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.